everyone, this is Lisa Raymond from Toastmasters WeSERV Speakers. What I want to show you today, just briefly, is how you can find both the Pathways assessment and learning more about the Pathways possibilities that we have available to our members, especially our newer members in Toastmasters. So for our new members, this is going to show you then how you can take the assessment to figure out what the system thinks you could take for a path. Then I want to show you where you can find information about each path. That way you can make your own decision, and if you don't agree with the assessment, then you can just take your own. So it's totally up to you. Okay, we're going to dive in. The first thing I want to tell you is that when you go to look for the assessment, it is behind what I call a paywall. What that means is you have to be able to log in at toastmasters.org, not our club website, toastmasters.org, to be able to take the assessment. First, we're going to go over 2 education programs after I logged in. You can see my face. Then we're going to go from here. It brings you right to the overview, learning about what base camp is all about and what you're going to get out of it. From there, you want to go to the Pathways submenu. So click on that and then go all the way to the bottom. It says here, choose a path. So you can click on this. Here you can read about the 6 paths, but it first wants to know what you're doing. So to do this, you'd have to pick your language, what you're going to do, what you're going to like, or how would you like to select your path. Most people just select a path, and that's fine, but you can take the assessment, and this is where it's at. So once you click that button, you'll click continue afterward, answering all the questions to identify the path that best meets your personal and professional development, and your answers are anonymous. I don't get to see what the assessment is that you get. I don't get to see the answers. It's not only confidential, it is personal to you. I cannot see that as the Vice President of Education, okay? So once you start this, it'll take you through a series of questions about what you like to do in life, what your goals, aspirations are, potential for how you see leadership and how do you develop in that role, and it'll make an assessment. Now, you don't have to take it for its own value. This is how you find the assessment. I'm going to take you back through so you can read, okay, well, so you can read about the paths themselves. Now that you have decided either on a path based on whether or not you read about it, maybe you haven't yet, or you took the assessment, you want to make sure that your assessment that you receive from the system matches what you're thinking of for your own path. That doesn't mean the assessment's wrong, and that certainly doesn't mean that your decision is wrong. It's just another way of gauging what you could do for a path. So from after you get done with the assessment, it'll kick you out to a screen. Come back to education programs and then go to pathways. So we're going to click there. We're going to click on paths and projects. This is where you see the 6 paths that are available to new members. And for other, oh, they did take them out. Yep, no, they're called legacy paths. We had 5 paths that went what they call legacy. They may not be available to you as a new member. You may not even see them. I see them because I've done a couple of them, and I'm still working in effective coaching and strategic relationships. So I just wanted to make sure that you saw this, because what you see may not be what I can see. You should only see these here, okay? What I would do, especially if you're on a Windows computer, I would right-click and open these in a new tab or window so you can keep your search here, not in that way you don't have to go back and find it. So from here we can click on, say, dynamic leadership. I'm going to right-click to get the next menu, and I'm going to open this in a new tab. And what this does is it tells you a bit of an overview of what you can expect to gain as skills from dynamic leadership. It'll take you through what the mastering fundamentals is and learning your style. I'm going to say at this point, both of these sections, these levels, are likely identical to all 6 paths. You have to go through these in order to get to level 3. So once you're done there, you have your icebreaker that a couple of you have already done. Writing up speech with purpose, introduction to vocal variety and body language, and evaluation and feedback. That's all pretty normal for us in Toastmasters. This is the basics. The second basics, how do we understand our leadership style? That may or may not be available, but I think it would be. Understanding your communication style, I think, is available in all six. And then an introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. If you choose to do that, that is a side course, not sideways, but a side course to learn about mentoring. And it takes about 6 months to go through. It's not necessary to take it to complete your path and pathways, but I think it's fun to do it along with your pathways, because as we get new members in the club, you have the ability then to mentor them through the first steps, including mastering the fundamentals, how to find their assessment, how to read this, choosing their first path. You can do that too once you get to this point here, even by level 3. So if you choose to do it, that's great. If not, again, it's not required. For the next one, you have increasing knowledge, negotiate the best outcome. That's the one required, but then there's electives, and I think you need at least one, might be 2. It's been a while. Not 2. Okay. So with that, you can choose all of these. It doesn't give you an actual description of what those are, but you can see what the elective projects are. That way you can see whether or not it's going to fit what you're trying to do in your life for this path and pathways. Building skills is for level 4. You manage change. And then you have one. Choose one elective project from this following. You can build a social media presence, create a podcast, which I've done, manage online meetings, managing projects successfully, and managing a difficult audience. That's a big one, especially if you're going to go off and become a speaker or you're trying to lead teams. Managing a difficult audience is primary to learn. You're not always going to have a warm audience. I don't care if it's 2 or 20 or 2,000. Someone's going to disagree with you, so how do you handle that? And that's a good course in here to take. Also, public relations strategies, Q&A session, compelling blog. I've also taken that. It was good. The last one is demonstrating expertise. Leading in any situation, reflecting on your path. Now, the reflecting on your path is basically the last thing you do to say, I've completed this path. The elective projects here, you only need one: ethical leadership, a high-performance leadership, and what that is you choose a project, and you need to have a board of 3 or 4 people to help guide you in completing the project. The project could involve having people on the outside help you with it. So what they want to see is, can you lead the project and take direction from the board to help you finish it if the board deems that direction is necessary. So it's a fun project to do. Leading in your volunteer organization, lessons learned, moderating a panel discussion. That's not easy. The media makes it look easy, really. So is Joe Rogan, but it's not that easy. So that's an interesting one to take as well. And finally, preparing to speak professionally. Now, all of the levels, I'm going to close this tab, all 6 levels have something like that. So no matter what you choose to, as far as your path, no matter what you choose as far as your path, you have a way to get this done based on what's inside of these. So I encourage everyone to read the description. Just open one of these guys up in a new path, right click. Here's the little description, and then see what's involved. How do I complete this, and what am I going to be needing to do? They're not meant to be super easy, but I think they're pretty easy to do. There's been a few times I've had to ask my mentor, how do I complete something? And he walked me through, here's what I recommend for that. And that's really it. I wanted to make sure you guys could find both of those things. So thank you guys again for watching. Be sure you have subscribed to our YouTube channel and smash that bell, because you never know when I'm going to upload another video for our club, WeSERVSpeakers. So if you have any questions, I'll leave my email down in the discussion below. And if you see a video out there that I've created that may be old or the screens aren't matching, let me know and I'll create a new video for that. So never think that I'm not within reach of being told something needs to be updated. I am more than happy to spin up a video for that, for us to use as a resource. So until the next video, I will see you later on the other side with another video. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you later.